so you can see more.
Good evening, everybody. It is now Friday evening, and that means no sound, it sounds like. Hang on a second.
Nope, you're just delayed.
Oh, delayed. Okay. So it's Friday evening, and that means Cat Stream. I'm here with my co host, Tilly. And of course, my wonderful, beautiful wife, Michelle. This is Rob from the Pippa's Pride channel. And what we are going to do is just kind of show the kittens this evening. We're going to have discussions on the adoption agency and some of the other videos that we posted this week. And of course, we're going to answer your questions. So, what you'll hear right now in the background was Opal, who's over there on the scratcher. And she is, she likes to get attention. So she wants to know. She wants to know if, sorry, it's live. So Opal, I will tell you this, is the first to come up to me, and every time she hears my voice or she hears me walk up the stairs, she is running over looking for attention. So that noise, a lot of what you're hearing is her kind of asking for our attention. And right now they're feeding from Matilda. We are going to try and feed them a little bit of meat later, and we're going to weigh them again on the live stream just to kind of see where we're at. And yeah, so what you also hear in the background is some ambient music, and we got a new subscriber today by the name of 23 who posts music to their channel from various artists. And I thought it was really kind of cool. So I thought, you know what, why not play some of that in the background during our live stream today? So I thought that would be kind of a nice, neat thing to do while we're also kind of talking through this and watching our cats play. Now it is live stream, so obviously you can see all cats kind of over there in the corner. Again, feeding from mama. So we'll just kind of let that work out right now. And, kind of get into some of the discussion here in just a few minutes. But welcome. I appreciate everybody, subscribers and soon to be subscribers. We love all of you guys. And I got to be honest, I really love the comments that you guys leave and the likes that you leave on our videos. It does make it worth it to create the content that we do. So we do hope to educate on cats and kittens. And also, we want it to be entertaining enough that you stay tuned to what it is that we have to say, and to kind of also understand just the love that you can have for your pets. It is truly something, we all have families, and we understand that pets are part of the family. I know I talked about this before, that I hadn't had a pet in 20 years, and really I feel like I've missed out on a lot. Well, now I have 5, so it's but it's a wonderful thing. And I think when we pay attention to our pets, and we really give them the care that they need, they really enrich our lives. We enrich their lives. It's definitely a mutually beneficial scenario. And that's one of the things that we try and bring across on this channel. So anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for subscribing to our channel. And, we'll get into some discussions here in a little bit, and we'll also do some playing. I am probably going to be off screen for most of the rest of the video. And that's only because, we need to be closer to the computer for audio. But Michelle is going to be in the Thunderdome over here.
I'm in the pit.
Yeah, she's in the pit. So she'll be playing with the kittens, and we'll get a chance to kind of see their personalities and everything as well. So just kind of hang tight. It's a great time for
Right.
for watching. So we'll be here for an hour, and if you have questions or anything, feel free to use the chat function, and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay, thank you. The audio sounds good, babe?
Yeah, it did. There goes Tilly. Bye, Tilly.
Well, I will take your phone, and we can take a look at some of the.
Oh, hi, Daphne. This is Daphne.
Hi, Daphne girl. So Daphne is our little explorer. She has tried to break, so you guys can kind of see that there's a barrier here, right? So you saw earlier in the week, we had posted a video that talked about the kittens being moved and that they were placed in this area here. By the way, did you guys notice our fireplace and lamps over there on the side? They are the Pippa's Pride colors of yellow and pink, which I thought would be cute. And Michelle was more than happy to work through getting set up here. So we thought it would be just really, anyway. So they were moved up here. Of course, we don't want them kind of free roaming around this floor of our house, because every time really that they did, Pippa would, they get a little bit closer to Pippa. Tilly was uncomfortable with that, and so she would just kind of pick them up by their neck, as mama cats will do, and bring them back over into this area. So we just figured we would kind of wall this off. And I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background.
Dry.
Yeah, that's our dryer. We were running a dryer. But anyway, this one here, so cute, is our little escape artist. Now, let me know in the live stream here if you guys are having any light issues, if you're able to see, because we had hoped to kind of brighten this up a bit. And here. And I'm hoping that, the lighting is decent and that, we're not backlit or anything like that. So Daphne, I will say this too, guys. I will say this too. I'm working on a training program on something with Tilly, which I'll put in a video later, probably in June, because it'll be a while. But anyway, I like to give, so I'm a kisser and a hugger. And so what I'll do is I like to try and kiss the cats, because a lot of people do. So I get them kind of used to it. So these guys are young. Mm-hmm. And some cats, they don't get it when you're doing it later in life. But in the event that we needed to adopt these cats out and they wanted to go to another home, we want them to get used to all the things that humans normally will do with a cat when they want to try and show appreciation and love. So the cat is not normally going to associate a kiss with being loved. But if you're doing other things with them and you're petting them and you're kind of, holding them, which kittens do like to be held, and they do like to sit on your lap the same. Yeah, look at Penny there. She's over there getting some love there with Michelle. But I like to give them as many kisses as possible. A lot of people like to kiss their cats because they're just so cute. You just want to, right? So I also want to get them used to that. And good job, Penny. Come here, baby. Hi, sweetheart. Aww. So now they're waking up. Of course, you guys, everyone has heard of the term cat nap, right? So they'll sleep for a little bit, and then they'll come awake, and they will kind of jump around and play, and they're obviously very curious. Look at Daphne over there. I'm going to kind of move this a little bit just so that we can kind of see. This is their main area where they enjoy playing. And, sometimes they'll be on the couch, but this is a lot of where their toys are. And, we've, of course, provided them with an ample amount of toys.
Oh gosh. Here comes Mama.
Tilly.
She sees me playing with a toy.
Of course she does.
Come on, Tilly.
Now, I will also say this too.
Come on, Tilly.
Oh, she's such a good jumper.
Come on, Tilly.
Earlier in the week, we were playing with a toy of that size, which is, of course, meant for a little bit bigger of a cat. And she was showing the babies how to play with it. So she normally will hog the toy. So when we were starting to introduce Tilly and Pippa, she would just kind of overpower and come in, and she just wanted to play with it. Because again, she's a little bit younger than Pippa, and she's super interested in playing. I mean, she's a big play kind of cat. So her instinct is to just go after it, grab it, play with it, just like you kind of see right now. But it was really neat because she held back, and as a good mom would do, went in and showed all of the kittens how to actually play with one of those toys. Now we've given them smaller toys to play with, so you can kind of see them playing with a little ball and a little mouse.
There's like a little stick.
And as you can see, Daphne there is playing with Michelle's sock.
Yeah, she's eating my sock. You may have to move it closer to the barrier so they can see over the barrier.
Yes.
And now you just open back.
What?
I don't know, something on the screen.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Trying to get you guys a better view here. And I don't understand that.
And we're breaking it.
Of course. But you know what? It fixed the... Oh, you know what? The lighting looks better to me.
It does.
So, there we go.
This toy. I don't know. Maybe it's a little too close.
I don't think it's a little too close. I'll just kind of do this. How's that?
That's fine.
Does that look good?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, good.
Hello, Pippa.
Hi, Tilly. I am working through an issue at the moment.
Technical issue.
What happened was I had dropped the mouse while moving the camera and everything, and of course, the mouse fell, but it seems to be fixed now, so that's a good thing. Okay, so I don't think I see any comments just yet or questions, which is good. Well, not good, because I love questions, so I would love to answer any questions if you guys have any. But if not, enjoy some of the play, and we'll get into some discussions about some of the other videos that we posted this week. So just hang tight.
Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny. Opal, what are you doing? She's not even on camera. She's way over there. She's playing with a mousey. It's so cool. Might be a question or a comment.
Oh, did something pop up?
I don't have my phone, but yeah. It looks like on the screen it did.
My silly girl.
And this is the best, when all three of them are on your lap. Right, guys?
Oh, bonsoir.
Oh.
Thank you for joining.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Don't try to speak French.
You know, I will say this. I do try and speak French, and it's not good. Michelle thinks she's better, but
I don't claim to be better. Ouch! It's my toe. No biting. No biting. No biting. What time is it there?
So Georgia girl says she's got some opinions on the storm chat, so we will get to that in a second.
I'm sure she does. Oh, careful. Nice fingers. Hope it's not on the camera. I know.
Yeah, so in that instance, that's why I'm saying the barrier. I'm going to move it back just a bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me know if you can kind of.
I can see them now.
Okay. And unfortunately, just sort of the way that this is set up, I guess I could move it over there and have it point down
You could.
on the table. Do you want me to do that?
Ow, you could. And they have the sharpest little nails. They're like needles.
So we can't really cut their nails yet. And the thing there is, you know, they're small. They can retract their nails now, which is good because at first they couldn't, and it really hurt if they touched you. But we're gonna, you know, obviously we won't be touching them and having that cut in their nails or anything like that until they're done nursing. And even then, we want to be very careful because you want to be careful when you're cutting your cat's nails anyway. If you go too far in, and which is an instinct that people will do because, you know, it's like, well, I don't want to cut it like, you know, every week, and I don't want to cut them, you know, even every 2 weeks or something like that. So people will go further in. But what you don't realize, well, maybe the first time that you do it, you wouldn't realize is that, you know, you're getting so far into the nail. Unlike our nails, they have blood vessels that go through their nails. And if you cut far enough into a cat's nails, you're actually getting into a nerve section and it's going to hurt them. So you want to be very careful. So I want to be very clear when it's time for us to cut their nails that I can actually see what that looks like on the kittens. We have these wonderful French people that follow us. And now we've been to France 4 times?
I've been
4 times at least?
I've been 4.
Okay.
You've
So yeah. And I gotta say, I'm rather limited in my French. But
Go to the bathroom.
Michelle's a little bit better. But we kind of have to translate a lot of times what they're saying.
Use Google
Yeah.
Translate.
I will say I tried talking French to this cab driver once, and he just totally put me in place. Like don't you're bad. You're bad. Just don't do it. So I kind of lost my nerve with speaking French. So okay, guys, let's talk about the storm. So I want to say this first. That I do believe that the adoption agency that we've been working with. So understand. We got Matilda from this very same adoption agency, obviously, and she. So I really was comfortable with them when we adopted them. We had been looking for a friend for Pippa for a little bit of time. So we walked into a couple different places, and this place seemed really friendly, and they knew a lot about cats, and they understood a lot of different aspects. I'm sorry, I was checking the camera.
It's fine.
Of cats, and they had this really nice open room where a lot of the cats would play kind of openly, which is not common. Sometimes you see cats in cages, and they're kind of just kind of, they'll bring them out maybe if you want to take a look at them or something like that, but it's kind of nice to see them in their natural environment, which also is really cool. But we just happened to be driving past, and they were having a birthday party for one of the cats. So we stopped at a local PetSmart and got some toys, and brought them in for a birthday party because we were like, well, why not? I mean, because we were looking for cats anyway. I didn't expect to see any cat in there, and then I came across Matilda, and I fell in love immediately. So it was, and I was so happy to adopt her from them. And I do think that they mean well. I will tell you guys that. I think that they do want what's best for their cats and their kittens. So I don't want to sound like I'm completely dissing them. They have been helpful in some ways with, giving us a scale and food and everything. But that help, as I understand it now, was because they were of the understanding that we were doing a fostering program with them. They shouldn't have come across that scenario. So here's what happened. We discovered that she was pregnant. We brought her, we alerted them and said, hey, we've got this spay scheduled, because they're of course responsible for the spay. They gave us Matilda prior to her being spayed, but they also gave us the option. They said, the spay is scheduled for 2 weeks from now, and you will, you can take her home if you want, or you can leave her in a cage. Well, I mean, come on. I loved Matilda immediately, so I did not want to leave her in a cage for 2 weeks. Come on, you got to come home with me right now. And of course, I couldn't even bring her home right away because she, we had to go through the reference checks and everything. All the responsible things that you would think. And here she comes. She's going to step on my keyboard.
You're blocking my camera, lady.
Come here, sweet pea. That's my sweet pea.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, the camera's still gone. Okay. We just don't have visibility. Hi, sweet pea. I love you. I love you. So, we have, we had to wait for her for a bit. And, finally we were able to bring her home after a couple of days. And after they checked us out and made sure we weren't weirdos, or we weren't going to, cook her up or anything, whatever it is that people think, right? So we have a a thing where, you know, so we bring her in, and we need to bring her back 2 weeks from now to have her spayed. And she is, we discover that she's pregnant. We bring her in. She has the ultrasound that they scheduled for us because, of course, we alerted them that, hey, we think she's pregnant and we want to know kind of what's going on. And so okay, so if you guys, I don't know if you guys can hear this or not.
Hold on.
But
what are you guys doing? There's a bunch of comments to it.
Calm down, Kitten.
Is it Alexa?
Hey, polecats, how are you? And hello, my niece, who came on. Yes, they are getting so big. And yes, calm down. She said, calm down, Kitten. No, Daphne, here.
And Daphne keeps trying to escape.
Daphne keeps trying to escape. So.
Opal.
But anyhow.
Penny, come here. Come here, Penny.
And I'm very sorry if I keep interrupting the actual story. This, of course, is Opal, who I will be honest, I love Opal so much because she's so sweet. But you see this? She doesn't like to be picked up. She loves to run to me every time she sees me, and tries to get over the plastic when she sees me. But I'm going to go ahead and put her back. Do you hear the sound that she's making? So the other thing that I've been trying to, here, I'm going to kind of do that. So that way we can see her a little bit more. The other thing that we try and get her a little bit used to is picking her up, because she's the most uncomfortable with that. So I do it a little bit at a time, just so that way she's a little bit more comfortable. Because again, if you have a pet, especially a cat, you want to pick them up at times. And so if she does wind up living with somebody else at some point, I want it to be the best experience for her. And these, again, weeks are so critical for these kittens, because it does help prepare them for what they're going to wind up experiencing in the rest of their lives, and what gets them used to that and gets them used to change. And it's not to say that you can't, that they can't learn along the way. They definitely can. Even a senior cat can. But it takes a little bit longer. So I want them to see and experience all the things that humans generally do with their kittens or with their cats, in the event that they're not in our care. And that's a little bit ambiguous at the moment. Now, I only say that because just in the event that, things go differently than what I particularly want, then I love them, and I want them to have the best experience that they can have. So,
oh my God, is she peeing on my carpet?
Who?
Penny.
No, she's just sitting.
Are you sure?
Well, I hope not. So the other thing that I will say too, and again, I know we're getting off topic here, is
she just peed.
Did she? Aw. Okay. So let me talk about a little bit of a different thing than the storm, and then we'll come back. Because again, it's live. So Opal and Daphne are slightly more advanced than Penny. Penny was, it's funny because Penny was the last born kitten in the group. So Opal and Penny will eat meat, which we're about ready to serve in a second. And they have kind of gotten a little bit used to jumping and everything. Penny is a little bit more of a sleeper, which is totally fine, but she's not the first to do something. She's not the first to try and escape. She's not the first to basically do anything, which means that Daphne and Opal have also gone into the litter box and used the litter box.
They did it while we were on camera, but it's over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They both went already.
But Penny has a little bit more of a difficulty with that. And of course, if you guys are new here, she's the gray kitten. She just is just a little bit, more comfortable with kind of what she's doing, which is fine. It's a personality thing. She'll get there. But unfortunately, that means now we have to get out the spot remover and the cleaner because she just peed on our carpet. So, and that's one of the things that happens with cats. Now, most of the time, especially earlier on, Tilly was doing all the cleaning and the stimulation, but they can go on their own. It's just she doesn't get the litter part. She has eaten some of the litter. So there is that. But anyway. Okay, so I know we're half an hour in. Let me, yeah, I know. We should go.
Too many technical difficulties.
Yeah, we should go further. Honestly, we should probably do more than an hour.
Well, we're going to do it every Friday, so we can.
Yeah, we can do it every Friday. And guys, I talk about the cats a lot during the day. So with Michelle. And so I can talk about them, pretty frequently. So anyhow, I'm going to grab some food for them real quick. When I come back, I will finish up the storm story. Okay. But I do want you guys to know that I don't think that they're bad people. It's just that we disagree. And, we'll get into that a little bit more. I think Tilly would want some.
If she comes down.
Where'd she go?
Upstairs. My head's also cut off.
Well, your hair is cut off.
I look like a headless person. No, my whole head is cut off.
Is it for real? I'm sorry.
I'm the headless person.
Oh, she's down, of course, because she hears food coming.
Yeah. Here comes Tilly. Gonna eat her kitten's food. Hi, sweetie.
Come with me, baby. Come here. Come on. Now I'm gonna get. You'll see kind of my butt in front of the camera. Sorry, guys. Huh. Here.
You might have to move it too. So. Come here, baby.
Sorry. Okay. What do we got here? There we go.
Daphne. Daphne.
So you'll notice that the two cats that are most interested, well, Penny will kind of walk over and look at the meat and disregard it. It is on paper plates, but it is what it is. So she may take a look, but she has very little interest in eating the meat. I wish we could. Here, let me see if I can get over the.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she does. She has very little interest in that. But anyhow.
I did it.
All right, guys. So I did have it out with the adoption agency, and I talked to them for a good amount of time. So I do understand their point of view. They believe, so they're concerned that we might just give away the kittens to, some place or some folks that will give them a bad experience, which is not our intention. Now, I would feel most comfortable giving, if I had to give them away, to a family that, or a place that, would love them and care for them, the same way that we would, and that we would also be able to just know how they're doing over the course of time. Again, if we had to. The other thing is they have a belief that kittens do better in pairs, or that cats do better in pairs, so that you shouldn't have just necessarily one cat, but that they thrive when there's two cats. And like Michelle had said, we will be posting a video on that because there are two different schools of thought on that. And we really had kind of bought into the two cat idea, that it would be best, and that and I felt, based on what I saw of Pippa in the adoption agency that she came from, which is different than the place that we got Matilda, that she was having fun playing with the other cats in that agency. Now, Matilda came into our house, and I really wanted both of them to have a great experience with each other. And, they started warming up to each other. And of course, we learned that Tilly was pregnant, and, we've got the kittens. So that's been a little bit put on hold. And what I would really like to do is to give it some time and make sure that Pippa is comfortable with it. And I believe that she will be. But so if you look at Penny reminds me of Pippa. We were just talking about how she's a little bit slower to do things. So she's a little bit slower to eat meat. She's still wanting to drink from her mom. And so she's not over there eating with them right now. She is a little, she's slower to adapt to the idea of the litter box, even though her mom has stopped cleaning her. So now she's, of course, peed on our carpet, but she'll get it. Look at her. She's so cute. That is a little bit like Pippa. And, but Pippa likes to kind of reserve and stay back a little bit, and she observes, which is a lot of times what you find with cats. And ultimately, they will do what it is that you're looking for them to do, because, they want to. Cats don't want to live in an unsanitary environment with urine everywhere. They just don't want to do that. She's going to want to eat meat, especially when Tilly stops producing milk. So she'll do it. It's just she's a little bit slower. And that's the same thing with Pippa. So I believe Pippa will, in my heart of hearts, accept the kittens and Tilly. And, we even had a cute moment that, of course, we didn't get on film today. But she did, she reached out, Pippa was sleeping. And Tilly kind of came up to her, and Pippa reached out and touched her. And it wasn't, there was no malicious intent or anything. So I know she does care for her. She spent the last 2 months with her, and she's seen the kittens and everything. And it's just weird for her. So we got to give her a minute. So anyhow, the thing with the adoption agency is I personally think that they shouldn't have done what they did. I don't think they were meant to give us an unspayed cat. And I think that they are also trying to cover their tracks in doing that. Sorry, that's an ad. And I think that they want, which again, that's fine. I get it. But what really set me off with them was that they said that they were their property, and they're living beings. They're not property. It's not like I rented a chair from you, for Christ's sake. These are living people, living animals. And you're going to call them property? Come on. So that really just upset me to begin with. Oh, yeah. So anyhow, that's my thoughts. Let me check in on the chat and see what you guys are saying and what the questions are. Where's your phone at?
I don't know where you put it. I've been in the pit. I don't know where you're putting stuff.
There's not much.
Okay, are you sure?
Okay, so.
Ow! Oh my gosh! Ow! No biting.
There's not much additional here in the chat, but
It looked like it.
we have Georgia Girl.
No biting.
The box thing. He was in the box thing. Sorry, Alexa. So Georgia Girl says we could draft our own adoption agreement. And then she also mentioned we personify animals. Cats are usually pack animals. They're usually solitary. When I respect their opinion, I disagree with having to adopt in pairs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then she also said property. Oh my. Yeah, I didn't like that either, Georgia Girl. So you're right. So they can. So there is the idea that you have a pack of cats like a pride, right? Although they call it a clouder. So, but it doesn't mean that they're not also very solitary and independent. To the extent that they don't hunt in pairs necessarily. So there is different schools of thought on that, and I also, it's nice because these cats know each other, so I sort of see where they're coming from. I sort of see that they are that if we had to give them up, I can sort of understand the idea that you would have that you would want them to be with somebody that they know. And so if there was two of them, at least you would sort of feel comfortable with that. Of course, I would want them to go to a place where they were both going to be taken care of. Because, I mean, if they go to a bad place, then now two of the cats have a bad experience, right? Aww. So, I don't know, but I am interested in what you guys think. So, exactly, they're not dollar signs. And I don't know. I don't know that. I could not say for sure whether or not. So here's what Georgia Girl said. She said they are living creatures, not dollar signs to be manipulated and controlled. Precisely. And that's why I just really took offense to the term property, because again they are living creatures. I do not like the idea of calling them property. Now maybe they didn't have a better term to use, and of course they just kind of fired off the text. But obviously you can see that's in their vocabulary, and I was just not happy with that. As far as dollar signs, it does sort of make you think that that's how they see it, and it doesn't mean that that's the case. But I just, anyway.
No biting. Hey.
Alexa said it's not a chair or something. Yeah, exactly. It's not a chair or something.
Right, exactly.
It's not. It's not. So they're cats. So, and as I mentioned earlier in this live stream, they are family to people. And, I feel like they're family to me already. So I would I don't know. And maybe that's just a difference of how we see things, but I just didn't like the word property. So I got rather fired up about it. So, Georgia girl, you had mentioned that you have some opinions. Feel free to throw them into the chat, and we'll discuss them.
Tails. They're all watching you. They're like, what's he doing? Sharp. So sharp. So sharp. They cleaned both those plates, that's for sure.
Yeah, they were hungry.
Hungry? Everybody hungry? I do.
So, Georgia girl says, I think they are overstepping. They released Tilly to you without a signed agreement. Exactly. She became yours 100%. Oh, today was her last day, Alexa. Today was her last day of 3rd grade.
Oh, yay!
Aw, sweetheart. So you're right, Georgia girl. They did release us, and as far as and I think they know that, and I think that's one thing where they have been a little bit reserved with us on exactly, they position that they feel that they own the kittens, but they have no legal right to it. And so I will tell you guys, I looked through the adoption agreement. There is no mention of offspring, and there is no mention, so of course we adopted Tilly, and the clauses in the contract are things like letting her outside, which we have not done, especially because she's in heat, so there's no way. But I wouldn't, I'm just not going to let her out. Declawing, which is something also we wouldn't do, and unsanitary living conditions, which now you did see a kitten pee on the floor on this live stream, so there is that.
I'm going to clean it right when we're done.
Yeah, right. But other than that, I don't think we provide unsanitary living conditions. So there you go. But you when you think about that, it's like a hoarder situation. So you do get people that I think well-intentioned. They start off with a couple of cats, and then they get more and more. And it's like a small place, and they have tons and tons of cats. So obviously that's not the situation here, even with 5. But that is something that happens in the course of doing things. So anyhow, there's no breach of contract, no breach of adoption agreement, and no discussion of offspring. So I feel as though, sorry, I could do whatever I want with the kittens if I really wanted to. They're mine, and that's kind of what I had let them know. And if I had to take it to court or I had to go through, a legal requirement, I would. Uh, but I will also say that there is the issue of we have to make sure that at the end of the day, Pippa's okay with it because it's not fair to Pippa to add now 4 cats into her life if she doesn't want that. So we would need to work with an adoption agency if we had to move them out. But the other thing is we could just, give them to somebody that we know, and it doesn't have to be. Yeah, that was an ad. Hi, sweet Penny. Can you see her?
No.
Oh.
You can turn it back. There we go. There we go.
Hi, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, that's kind of the thing. So she says, Georgia girl says, you both love those babies since our one. Very true. If another home is chosen, it should be your decision. Exactly. And that is exactly our point as well. I could not let them go to a place where I didn't feel like they would be loved. And I do think that the adoption agency feels the same way. I just, I don't know. It's sort of one of those things when you love something. So, oh, is Ari's last day of kindergarten today too? That's awesome, Alexa.
Summer break.
Okay, so now, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, Alexa. Excellent. So hopefully you have a good summer camp too. Georgia girl says they would have had her fixed, and we all know what that would have meant. Exactly, because they would have. As you know, so when I talked to them, they did say, that they don't like to do that sort of thing, but they would never have checked for it, and neither would have the vet. And we brought Tilly when we got her. We brought her into the vet because we wanted to make sure everything was good with her. So when we first adopted her, probably within within a week, Michelle?
It was like the weekend before she was scheduled to be spayed. We just started noticing.
No, but I mean, like when we brought her to the vet the first time around, before we brought her in for the ultrasound.
Yeah, just to make sure she was
just like within a
healthy.
Week. Yeah. So just within a week, we brought her in, and they didn't notice that she was pregnant either. So nobody would have really known that she was.
Everyone was like, "Oh, she feels bloated," or something like.
Maybe they thought she had worms because we were also doing the deworming treatment and something like that. So,
but no one even thought, "Oh, maybe she's pregnant." They just thought she seemed bloated, or
This was never a discussion amongst any not amongst the adoption agency, not amongst even our vet where we brought her. So they didn't know. And I can guarantee you, if we didn't point it out and go have an ultrasound, they would have been brought over to be spayed. And the adoption agency would have brought her over to be spayed if we never came in to take a look and fall in love with her. So these kittens would not have been there. And then Georgia girl says that you saved 3 lives. Surely we did. And sorry, I'm not convinced that they have the baby's best interest at heart. I don't know. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. But you're right. That is a concern. And that's why we want to have control over it. Anyways. Yeah. Oh. So Pippa is actually out on our what we call catio. So let me go take a look for that.
Tilly, but I don't know. It seemed far off. Are you stalking me? Are you stalking me?
So, you guys had all seen the video where we created an outdoor space that Pippa enjoys, and we let her out just a little bit before the live stream because she wanted to go outside. And she's already been out there twice today for a little bit at each time. We actually bought her a bell. So what we want to try and do is to train her to use the bell because she was looking to come back in. But she, we had to kind of listen for it. Michelle's maternal instincts just got the idea that she was.
I sensed she wanted to come in.
She sensed she wanted to come in, and she did. But I want her to kind of bring like a bell for us or something so that we know it's time and she's interested in coming back inside. But she loves it out there. So. Oh, Georgia girl, your son finished second grade? Amazing. Congratulations.
Songbird. That's all I care about. Right there. Yeah.
Aspire? Wait, I'm sorry. Oh, a surprise for you next time you see me? Okay, well, I hope to see you soon, Alexa and Ariana. Maybe, well, I know I will see you in 2 weeks. But maybe I'll get to see you before then. So any final thoughts, folks that are in the live stream? I know you guys have been kind of listening in, and I appreciate that. And, you've been kind of talking with us here, and I really, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, I really appreciate all of our subscribers, everybody who has made this a very special experience for us, and I love bringing the content every day, and kind of letting you guys know, what's going on and what's happening, and I love watching these little girls grow and become the cats that they will ultimately be. It's just really a special experience, and I hope that kind of comes through on the videos, and I hope that our appreciation for our pets come through on the videos. And I guess that's all I have to say for now. So I think I'll kind of leave it there. And again, we do this every Friday. So by all means, wait, one last thing Georgia girl had said. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay. So we're going to be doing this every Friday from now on, until at least they're 10 weeks old. But anyway, I enjoyed kind of, talking about our cats with you guys. So, and they're kind of off in the corner now, so you can't even see them. But
come out.
We'll talk again soon. So I'll see you guys in the next video and in the next live stream. So
We've lost the cats.
much love. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you later.
Bye.
Don't cry while you're